At this time, I'll recognize the ranking member, Senator Paul, for any comments he may want to make.
As we review the tumultuous first year of the Biden SBA, some trends have emerged. Time and time again, the SBA has conducted itself in a manner to prefer one set of Americans over others. Whether it is the unconstitutional way the SBA tried to distribute restaurant revitalization fund money through the use of racial and gender quotas until they were struck down by the judiciary, or it's the awarding of Community Navigator program money to many organizations that overwhelmingly donate to Democrats and the Democrat Party. The SBA seems more focused on political virtue signaling rather than fulfilling its mission, helping American small business thrive. Such a focus is unconscionable when the federal government all but demanded the cessation of economic activity, putting the livelihoods of small business owners and their employees at risk. While the SBA's mind was elsewhere, the agency allowed much of the Office of Entrepreneurial Development's core function to rot from within. Emblematic of that rot is a recent report from the Inspector General. The report looked at what SBA did with $25 million allocated to develop a website for small businesses, to learn about federal COVID programs, and to fund training on those programs for mentors. Turns out, less than 1% of small businesses accessed the website during 2020, and just 62 of 14,000 counselors received any training at all. Simply put, as is so often the case, government is doing more harm than good. According to SBA's own polling of entrepreneurs' experiences, over 2/3 of entrepreneurs were unconvinced that the services they received from SBA resource partners benefited their bottom lines. The irony that a government agency devoted to help small businesses thrive in the marketplace cannot satisfy its customers should not be lost on anyone. The SBA's resource partners can tout their aggregated rather than their client-specific data and anecdotal success stories, but the clients have spoken. The resource partners provided largely useless advice. For every 3 quote-unquote success stories they cite, data suggests there are roughly 7 stories of failure. Frankly, I'm not surprised. The idea that bureaucrats from a government that incessantly demands compliance with burdensome and costly regulations would then deign to educate the innovators and entrepreneurs of this country on how to run a business is frankly absurd. The best thing federal, state, and local governments can do is get out of the way. Lift the burdensome regulations creating barriers to entry for pre-venture and seed stage entrepreneurs. Ease the cost of attempting to untangle the extensive web of compliance rules existing entrepreneurs faced. And most of all, stop needlessly shutting down or restricting businesses through lockdowns and vaccine passports. Only then would government truly allow small business to thrive.
We thank Senator Paul for his cooperation.